I actually wanted to review this series once it get out because it's light novels is one of the better light novels I have ever read in the Japan one, and I'm not saying that only because of its etchiness. It combines heartwarmingness and etchiness for all together of it all. Yes, High School DXD finally came back after a very long time, and let me tell you, it was about damn time because last season, well, it was mixed. Let's just say that. It was a mixed adventure. I mean, some of the novels about that time didn't feel like they were the best, and for some reason, the producers decided to create filler episodes of it all. Well, I mean, they still and also they rushed the adaptations. Normally, they only adapted one or two novels in one season. I mean, but now they rushed that even more. Granted, however, the novels they did adapt this time was those that wasn't exactly very good. Although, once again, if they could have adapted it like that and that, I would have preferred that they had done it that and that. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not an adapter, so I don't know. But I heard that there was a way of making clearing that was actually thanks to the creator wanting to create a sequel light novel. You know, High School DXD X, which is about the future. Either way, a long intro all. The angry anime fan, the despair reviewer, and this was High School DXD Hero, which is season 4's episode 1. Although technically I wouldn't exactly call this an episode, mind you, because it's mostly just a recap on what happened last season, the most important part of it all. So what exactly happened? Well, it's what happens is in this episode we see we're introduced to once again the members of the club, but they were confronting the guy who wanted to kidnap Ashia and use her as a rape toy. And they confronted that guy. But then Shalba Belzebub, the descendant of the original Belzebub, came, killed the heir, and then seemingly killing Ashia. Issei Hyodo, as you all know, is the main character, the perverted Oppai dragon, as he's called, uh, snaps in despair and changes into his Juggernaut drive. Because I'm making this review as I surmise you are all too familiar with the High School DXD concept. Basically, Hyodo Issei, the pervert, but still the heartwarming guy, reincarnated as a devil and slowly getting a harem. Because after all, he wants to be a harem king. Despite all his faults, he can sometimes be a very caring type of character. Either way, in this one, snapping despair, he morphs into Juggernaut Drive and overwhelms Shelba Belzebub. Unfortunately, even after he seemingly finishes Shelba off, he still rampages. As the White Dragon Slayer, or no, not the Dragon Slayer, sorry, Hakuryu, as they calling themselves, appear. Uh, he reveals that he managed to save Ashia as she was transported into a place where she was supposed to die, although technically that save was all by accident. However, that's not enough to snap Issei out of his funk, so to speak. The Hakuryu tries to fight Issei to calm him down, but in the end, what truly calms Issei down is the Oppai Dragon song. Because after all, one of Issei's most famous gags, annoying or just plain simple good, is the fact that he has uh, what you call it, obsession with a woman's boobs. So and here we definitely can see that calming down and morphing back from his Juggernaut drive dragon form. Issei is reunited with his friends once again. Is during this time we also see two people. We see the great Retto, the great dragon of dreams that is moving around inside of a place that according to Vali, the Hakuryu wants one day to get to defeat that dragon. We're also meeting the infinitive dragon once again, Office, who seemingly looks like a young girl, although technically she hardly has any clothes on her, that apparently wants to kill the Great Red to obtain complete silence, whatever that means. Either way, Ashi and Issei is reunited, and during one day in a school festival, Ashia kisses Issei and says that she loves him. So that's basically this episode. Although we are also seeing a guy, a mysterious man wielding a very glowing type of lance in it all. So basically this was just a recap episode, and if you ask me, that is not a good way to start this season. I'm actually looking forward to this season, and then you making an episode like this, that is actually greatly shutting down my excitement. However, I hope starting next episode, it will be the episode of the new story, not a recap episode. All in all, I mean, Ashia's love confession to Issei can become heartwarming, but also this is not meant to be like this immediately, because as I said before, it's a recap. But what do you think about this episode? Sorry for the late review, but that cannot be helped. Give me your thoughts if you have any.